Oh,
Hi everyone, this is Heather. We're in Deep Creek and we're at my friend Nicole's house. So we'll get into introductions in a moment once a few people join us. But why are we here, Nicole? Your beautiful home in Deep Creek.
Oh, thank you, so exciting. We are in Deep Creek because the four of us meet quarterly just to go over some business strategy. And sometimes you just need to get away and deep dive a little bit more. So we are down here for a 2-day mastermind retreat to do some business planning for 2017.
And some hot tubbing.
Oh, yes. And
I can see it.
It's right there.
And some pumpkin martinis.
How do you guys think it's going so far?
I'm
with our thinking.
really good. I'm going to sleep well tonight.
Yeah. It's been heavy lifting.
Yeah.
This is not mechanics of photography. This is strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're thinking. And that's good.
It's hard.
That's hard.
Really hard.
Hey, for those people that are joining us that don't know you, could you, Taryn, can we start with you?
Sure.
Your name and where people can find you.
My name is Taryn Boyd. I run Blue Hippo Photography. You can find me on Facebook.com/Blue Hippo Photography. Blue is BLU, no E on the end, hippo, like the animal, photography. And then same thing on Instagram, Blue Hippo Photography, all one word.
And what do you photograph?
Oh, I photograph families, newborn, maternity. Yeah. That's what
Awesome. Yes.
I do. In a beautiful way.
Yeah.
Too.
Artistic.
Yes. Very artistic. Thank
Yeah.
you. Wonderfully documented.
Yeah.
You did beautiful
you.
work. She did my newborn pictures.
Which says a lot.
And maternity.
Yeah.
And maternity. She was amazing.
Yeah. If you watching photographers hire, that's yeah.
So,
Okay, Leanne.
Hi. My name's Leanne with Leanne Marie Photography. I photograph weddings, primarily, weddings and engagements. And I can be found at Leanne, Leann, mariephotography.com. Also, Leanne Marie Photographers on Facebook. We have a puppy.
Yeah.
We have a dog, in case you're wondering what we're doing.
Yeah.
So everyone's like patting the bench. And on Instagram, I'm at Leanne Marie G. That's where you can find me over there. So I'm pretty active on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, you are.
And this is Zoe. She's a Puerto Rican wonder pup. Mwah. She actually has a new job title that we just discovered or created today. We haven't told her yet. She's going to be the social media manager for my business, Nicole Bagley Photography. As you might guess, I'm a pet photographer.
That makes sense.
Zoe's going to be my social media manager. So if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you will see more posts from Zoe and less from me. My website's NicoleBagleyPhotography.com. And I also have a website, hairofthedogblog.com, which is for an education site for pet photographers.
Oh, very good. Thank you. And my name is Heather Lahtinen. I photograph weddings at weddingsbyheather.com. And I'm the founder of the Flourish.Academy, which is a resource for photographers. And we posted in the group to solicit questions for this video. So Taryn's going to read a question. We're just going to tackle this one question because we thought it was so good.
So Colleen asked, best recommendations for finding work-life balance. I know you all balance busy family lives with busy careers. Best tips on how you do it.
Okay, this is a great question. I actually met with Colleen last week. She was at my house and we were talking about this, work-life balance. So, and this is key for women, especially women that have children. So, Taryn, could we start with you? Maybe you could give us a quick tip, but first tell us how long have you been in business? How many kids do you have? What does your life schedule look like?
Okay, I have 2 boys that are almost 8 and 10. I guess I started photographing about 6 years ago. My youngest was still pretty young. And I've always had a passion for photography, always loved it. And I got a camera like a lot of moms start out. But I think the key, at least for me, was that I decided that I was going to take it slow. I really wanted to build my business at a good pace that I didn't burn myself out, but I still wanted to be a part of my children's lives and be in their life and watch them grow up. So I just really took my time. I priced myself kind of high for when you first start out, just because I wasn't interested in taking a ton of clients. I wanted to slowly, build my brand. So I really recommend that to a lot of people. Everybody like thinks they need to get in this business and they all of a sudden need to have like 10,000 followers and
About
they need to
clients.
be exactly.
Yeah,
making
and there's a
all
lot
this-
of comparison. You feel like you automatically have to be there in
Yeah.
order to be successful when you really have to take the time to build the business to even get to that point.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I did. My almost 8-year-old's in 2nd grade. So last year was his first full year in school, or first full
Day.
in school. I've just now kind of slowly started taking on more clients and getting myself in a position to ramp up my business. So I guess my quick tip would be, if you can, take your time and build your business and remember that, like, you know, remember what your values are. If you value your family, make sure that you're
That's
not
what-
neglecting
yeah.
that, and that you're still being able to do both, because photography can absolutely burn you out, and you'll end up failing.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've set everything up these past couple of years, so now that your kids are going to be in school full day, you can just like
Yes.
go,
Yeah,
and
kill
your
it.
growth is just going to go
Yes.
like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, do you remember those late nights editing, like midnight,
Yeah.
like up editing? I mean, that doesn't happen anymore. I can't, because I have to wake up in the morning and get my kids ready, and I
It's
just
not an
I
option.
like my
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so now I'm able to. Sometimes my newborns are done during the day. My other sessions are done in the evening because of light. I have a husband that's able to help me with that schedule. And yeah, it's a balancing act, and then I get my editing done when I can.
And wouldn't you agree, all of you, that the whole point of being an entrepreneur is to have a lifestyle business?
Yes.
That fits your lifestyle.
Yeah.
If it's not fitting your lifestyle, it's not working.
I
Yeah.
think it's so important to define. I always tell people, what does success look like for you? It is
Right.
not
Right.
the same
Yeah.
for all of
Yeah.
us. My business looks very different from theirs.
Yeah.
All of us have a different business.
Yeah,
And-
really, all four of
yeah.
us have really different businesses.
Mhm.
It's kind of cool. Like,
Yeah.
how do we have like 4 photographers that all run really different businesses?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Leanne, tell us about
Yeah.
your life.
So I have been a wedding photographer now for 9 years, 8-9 years, something like that. I can't remember anymore. So my business has been going since then. I started my wedding photography business the year after my husband and I got married. And now we have a daughter who's 2.5 years old. So I had my daughter after my business was kind of already up and
Established,
going
yeah.
and running and functioning. And I had her in April, and as a wedding photographer, my season is from May through October
How did you
primarily.
feel about that, like, going into it? When you knew her due date was April, were you like, oh boy?
Yeah, I was
Get
a little
interested.
nervous,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
honestly, I had her in mid-April, and the following week, my sister-in-law got married. So I was more nervous about attending my sister-in-law's wedding than I was about my wedding season coming up. So I went back to work photographing a wedding 2 weeks after I had her. So my first wedding was 2 weeks postpartum, and it was nerve-wracking. But you're gonna do
Right,
what you gotta
right,
do.
yeah.
So
You figured it out.
Yeah, I figured it out. So as a result of having my business up and running and knowing where I wanted my business to be going already, and then having a baby, I needed to figure out how is my business and my child like all going to work together
Yeah,
now?
yeah,
How
yeah.
is that going to look to me? And eventually, I had her home with me all the time. And in the newborn phases, it's tough because you're not getting a lot of sleep at night, but
Oh,
they do nap a lot. So that helped my business. In that first summer, she was napping,
Yeah.
2-3 naps a day.
Yeah.
So I would get work done at that point. Eventually, she got so busy around the house that I just wasn't having any time. So I put her in daycare 2 days a week, full days. So she goes on Mondays and Wednesdays to daycare, and those are my work days now. So I work a lot on Mondays and Wednesdays. Like, I'm in my office cranking out.
You have to be. You have to be super
Yeah.
efficient. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm doing tons on those 2 days. The other days she still like takes a nap, so I get a little bit of work done. That's more like answering emails, maybe putting up a blog post,
Yeah, yeah.
stuff like that. But primarily the heavy lifting of my work is done Saturdays when I'm shooting weddings, and on those 2 days of the week whenever I have that dedicated time in my office. And that dedicated time benefits, I think, both me and her,
Amen.
because
For sure.
she now gets me those other 3 days,
Yeah.
and I feel like I don't have to try to
You're not
put on a
pulled. Yeah.
cartoon so that I can get some work done.
Yeah.
Like it's done those other days.
You
so
were
it's helpful.
you were very focused on what you wanted and I was very impressed with that because that's not an easy transition. I mean, you were working full time and doing really well, and then all of a sudden a baby. But you were just very smart about the way you said, "Good job, you did a good job." I was more of a mess. I was like, how am I going to manage all of this? So your tip is like to make sure that you're focused and present on whatever it is you're doing. So you have dedicated work time.
Yeah, and I know that childcare is an expense. I mean, we have to pay for childcare now every week, but I'm also challenged by things that pop up. So I know that our childcare costs X number of dollars a week. So how can I work hard those other days that she's there so that I make up for that so that it's beneficial.
Yeah, so smart. You're very intentional. That's the word I was looking for. You're very intentional, and that's good. Would you mind if I went and then I came back to you? Okay, so I have 2 children. Ella is 14, and she's homeschooled. And Evan is almost 9, and he's in public school. The year that Evan was born, I was just sharing with them, the year he was born, 2007, I shot 30 weddings. And I was not as graceful as you. I wasn't. I remember having him in his... I wasn't. It took me a while to get intentional like that and focus. I remember holding him, trying to feed him, and trying to edit, and thinking, I've crossed the lines. So I put him in daycare. I put him in daycare. He was like in daycare 4 days a week.
And even not daycare, I mean, other options would be like, for a while we had a 1-day babysitter who came for like 3 hours. She was much cheaper than daycare, that's for sure. But 3 hours that I got to myself to work, or if you have like family that's around and stuff like that too.
And I think another thing that I got really good at is I was very focused on what I wanted. I knew what I valued, and I knew what I wanted it to look like. So I never, ever, ever edited in the evening or into the night. Not once. Never. I always stopped between 4 and 5 p.m. no matter what season. I've been doing it for 13 years. I never edited into the night. You will never see me with this like, oh, I edited to 1 or 2 or 3 a.m. My personal opinion of that is that it's stupid. You just have to get more clear on what you want and how you want. You know, I value my family time, and that takes me out of bed for my husband, and I don't think that's good for your marriage. So I was very focused on
and
when
your
I worked.
sleep.
And my sleep.
Yeah, Heather's going to sleep after this video. She's done for the day.
Practically 2 a.m.
Yeah,
When
so
we
she's
plan this, can I interject for a second? When we plan this, she's like, ladies, I'm very, very excited. However, at 9 o'clock,
I'm going
to the back of the house, and I need you guys to be quiet.
Yeah, I'm going to
I
bed.
need my sleep.
I need to sleep. It's so important to me.
She's not going to be drinking martinis with us.
I might have one in a hot tub.
Or then she'll go to sleep at 8:30.
I know.
All right, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's good. But I knew what I valued, and I really valued sleep, and I wouldn't give that up. Right? And so you figure out what is, because by saying yes to this, you're saying no to something else. And by saying no to this, you can say yes to this. I was very intentional. So I may not have been as graceful as Leanne, but I was good at mapping out a schedule. And I was so focused on efficiency and editing that I got really good at it. And I just made sure that before the next wedding was shot, I was done editing. So I never, ever, ever let myself get behind. Ever. My brain cannot function that way. And if I have something, an open loop in the queue, I'm like, no, I can't live. But that, again, that's what I value. I have to make sure that things are done and nice and neat and orderly. But I think the key to balance, number one, what you said, defining what does success look like to you, and what do you value? And there are times when I value spending time with my family, but I'm going to be honest, there are times when I want away from them. And I just want to get my work done because I love it.
Mastermind retreat in Deep Creek, just us.
And I'm not here with my kids. And I love it. I love it. But I do value them. But that, but if you're intentional with the time that you do spend with them, you do not feel guilty when you do things like this.
Right. And I think being intentional about what you want to take on in your business too. I mean, I specifically photograph weddings and engagements. Anything else that might be on my calendar is by choice.
Yes.
By saying this week I can take something additional, or I have time, or that, yes, that will work for me, but generally it's no to anything but weddings and engagements. Proposals, those go within my business model at this point. But families, newborns, like that's just not in my business model. And because I've set that out to say no, it frees me up. So I can always be focused.
Ooh,
my mind is on weddings. Like I am in the wedding zone. That's what I do. That's what I'm working on. That's what I'm getting better at. I know how I want
But
my
let me
editing
ask
to
you
look,
this.
like it just works.
Are you okay? Are you able to say no to things?
Yeah.
You're really good at it. Are you able to say no?
Oh, it feels so amazing.
Yeah, no.
As soon as I started to learn to say no, it feels really.
But listen,
Yeah.
for the people
It's
watching,
hard.
that's a huge hang up.
Yeah.
We have a lot of
Yeah.
women are people pleasers,
Yeah.
and so they just want to say yes to everything.
Well,
You can't.
I still find that it's hard, but then it feels good after you do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
And the things outside of weddings and engagements that I do say yes to, I say yes to them very much on purpose.
Yeah.
Like, I might say yes to something because I'm like, this is something that's going to help me meet new people or be a great business opportunity, or this is something where if I shoot this, I can see my business going in this direction
Yes.
at some point, so it's good to have in my portfolio. It's very intentional. Like, right now I'm doing a little bit more corporate work. That is on purpose because down the road I may potentially move into corporate event
So smart.
photography. But
Yeah.
I would generally say no to those things unless I have time on my calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know exactly who you are. That's key. Who you are and what you want.
And like for me, like I feel like when I'm booking my fall schedule, when I'm busiest, I am not booking every single day.
No.
Because I know
You need more.
there's gonna be
Kids
well,
are gonna get sick.
not only just margin, like let's just
Happen.
yes.
But
But
yeah.
Your husband's gonna be like, I'm going on a work trip this
Yes,
week.
absolutely.
Your car's
You
gonna
do
break
not
down.
build probably like I don't even know. If you don't build significant margin, way more than you ever think you'll need,
Yeah.
you'll be
Your dryer's gonna run all night long, and then you're gonna go have to buy a new one.
Yeah.
Not like that's happened to me.
For instance.
But it is. People take on more than they think that they can handle it, and then here they are. They're busy and they're pulled in so many different directions. It's not fun.
It's not fun.
So when
No.
people are like, "Oh, you're booked. You photograph every day." I'm like, "No, I don't
No.
photograph every day."
That doesn't mean fully booked.
Yes.
Fully booked for you might be one day a week.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. So you have to. You have to.
Yeah. And especially in times like the fall that we've just all gone through. So everybody that's a working photographer knows that the fall around where we live in Pennsylvania is
busy.
extraordinarily busy. It is hard to put your calendar in place because I have had lots of people who came to me this year saying, when can we schedule our engagement pictures? And the answer might be 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
That's what I had on my schedule. And then you look at my day, and my day is spent with my daughter. Well, yes, my day is spent with my daughter. That is the way my calendar
design.
works. That is my
Yep.
thing that I value, and you have to do that, or else you're just always going to be feeling like a guilt trip that you're saying no because of personal
Right.
things. So you have to
Reactive
plan out your
mode.
calendar.
Reactive versus proactive mode.
Right.
Yeah.
Nicole, tell us about your tip. Where are your kids at? What's going on?
Yeah, so I started my business in 2010 when I was pregnant with my son, who's my second child. I have a daughter who's 9 and my son is 6. And he just started kindergarten this year. Of course, it's half day. It is not full day.
But were you like, hallelujah?
Oh my god! Just to have them both in the same school where I don't have to worry about like, okay, tomorrow's wear red day for Colin and wear like purple sparkles for Lauren. Like, it's just the same day. Oh, and they're off the same days and go the same
Yeah,
days. So
that's nice.
good.
That's
Even
nice.
though it's like for 5 minutes that he goes to school. But anyway, so that was about 5 years ago. And some of my biggest tips really are just, well, I shouldn't be the one talking about this since I'm flanked by 2 engineers. But having systems and everything that I try to do, from dealing with my clients to setting up automated systems with Zapier and different softwares, having email management strategy, only checking my email 30 minutes a day, just doing it just then and trying not
You
to
batch
check it on my
everything.
phone. Yeah, and I try
Yeah.
to batch as much as I can, like, because I'm running, essentially 2 businesses with Hair of the Dog and my photography business. So, like, one day of the week is my photography business, so it's all client work. It's all that all day. Another day is Hair of the Dog day, and then I try to have a project day for whatever main projects. There's always a project. There's
Yeah,
always
there's
a
always
project.
something you want to be working on. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But then starting my business, I would say the biggest thing starting out was just planning, knowing my limit. Because when I work with new people too, I kind of have them, all right, how many hours do you spend per client? And we kind of go through all the steps, we're not forgetting some. But then there's administrative time.
Right.
So if you spend 10 hours a client and you want to work 30 hours a week, that does not mean you can take 3 clients a week.
Right. Right.
You need to check email, you need to do your books, you need to do, there's a gazillion things, all those projects. CE. I mean, there's always stuff to do. So you need to make sure that you leave margin in there.
Yeah. You were very intentional about your volume as well. Tell us about your volume, how you decided to take on clients.
Yeah, so I'm still pretty intentional about it. I don't want more than 50 portrait clients a year.
So one a
50
week
clients,
or
one
less,
week.
yeah.
Even though I shoot, maybe 6 in October and none in January.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the way it goes.
But it averages out to be 50 clients a year. And I did that by design. I started off with the boutique model and, and figured out what I needed to earn per client to get to a place where I could pay myself a salary. Wanted to have a 6-figure gross so that I could pay myself salary based on PPA's financial benchmarks. So that's really where I started.
Well, you know what's interesting about what you just said? I don't know if anybody else picked up on this, but you said you started out as a boutique model.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about you guys, but I started out photographing anything and everything anybody would let me. I was not boutique. I would photograph. I was volume.
Yeah.
But you, right out of the gate, picked boutique over volume.
Yes.
And that was very intentional for you. But that was a strategy. I'm not sure quite how you did that. Like, when you're learning, you're still building clients. But you know what? I think what we're going to do is, I see a lot of questions, but I can't read them because they're kind of far away.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is end the live video, and then we are going to keep recording. So I'm going to stop the video live, and then we'll keep recording. We'll answer all of your questions. And I want to ask Nicole specifically how she started out as a boutique photographer, meaning these are big, like, give us an example. What was one of your first clients? How much did they spend on a portrait session? I think at one point.
My first client, before I had Colin, I just did like a couple clients shoot and burn because I knew I was going to take a couple months off because I was having a baby.
Yeah.
But then I was going to come back and start it for real, so that was kind of like portrait building. But my first client it's one of my largest sales was $5,500.
Wait, first client, $5,500.
Portrait. It's portrait.
Okay, first client. So you didn't come out of the gate like $50 per. Okay, we're gonna stop the video for now. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll keep recording, and I'll post the rest of the video later. I'll post it later. Thank you.